Alright, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan Wayman and I upload videos every Sunday, and today I'm going to talk about my LASIK eye surgery experience. I posted a video literally July 29th of 2015 and it was my pre-consultation. I will post that down below so you guys can have a link to it and just go watch that. And it's been a year and a half right now and I haven't posted my consultation and my actual experience, so I wanted to sit down with you guys and tell you about it. It has been a year and a half since I've had it done, and I can also tell you about how it's holding up for me so far and all of that jazz. So first I want to talk about my consultation, because the video that I did post in July of 2015 was pre-consultation. It was just kind of how I was feeling, what I was expecting, and then just how that process went. So first I want to talk about my consultation. LA site is an hour and a half away from me, so I drove out there with my mom, and I don't think my fiance came, he had work. So I drove out with my mom, we went to the consultation. Basically what they did is they measured my eyesight. They found out that I was a negative 8.5 in both eyes, I believe, and then they also discovered the astigmatism in my right eye. So that told them if I was a good candidate or not, and they decided I was, so I was super excited. And basically after that, they decided just to do all of my tests that day. That way I can just come in Thursday for the surgery. This, I believe, was a Monday. So they went ahead and dilated my eyes, and we went to a big machine. There was like 3 different machines. They measured like the density of my eye, the curvature, a bunch of different things, just so they can have it all programmed into the system. That way when I came in on Thursday, it was all set to go. So they did that. When they dilate your eyes, you have to wear sunglasses when you leave. And so after they did that, that process, all the testing and stuff, took about an hour. So when I left, we decided to go to dinner. So my fiance was there. We decided to go to dinner with my brother and his girlfriend in LA, and we're walking in Santa Monica. That's where my brother works, and it hurt even with the sunglasses. Like, the light was shining, the sun was super bright that day, and I was just like, this is so painful. But we ended up going to a restaurant that was really dark, so it was totally fine to take them off during that time and just enjoy dinner. But the consultation was really helpful. He answered all of my questions. I asked about healing time. He said it would probably take 2 to 3 days. He was going to give me 2 antibiotic eye drops for after surgery. So he gave me the prescription for that already, so I can have it like right when I got home. So that day I did go and pick up my eye drops. I believe the eye drops cost about $120. And so that was fine. And one was for like 7 days, one was for like 14 days, I want to say. So I went ahead and got those that day just so I was all set for Thursday. And that was pretty much my consultation, and it went really smoothly. The people at LA site were super helpful. They answered all of my questions, and they made me feel really at ease. So it was really a good experience. So here comes the day of my surgery, which is Thursday. The plan was to drive out there with my mom because my fiance had work. So the plan was to drive out there and spend the night after the surgery at my brother's house, because the next day you have to go back in just for like a checkup. And I was like, I'm not going to drive like to LA, back home, and back to LA. So the plan was just sleep there. So my mom was going to drive back home and drive back out, but I was going to sleep at my brother's house. So we drive out and we go meet my brother, and then we head over to the surgery center, LA site. And we wait in a coffee bean that's on the bottom level because I wanted to get there super early. So we kind of waited there for half an hour. I was pretty anxious, I'm not gonna lie, because I really hate when things come towards my eye. It just freaks me out. So I was just kind of like sitting there, like they all got coffee, and I was like, I'm not getting coffee. I am too like hyped up. Before surgery, they didn't tell me anything specific. Like I couldn't eat. Like it was fine to eat. It was fine to drink whatever you wanted. I do think they told me to stay away from like alcohol and caffeine, which is another reason why I didn't get coffee. So I did that, and so I went into my appointment, signed in. Within 10 minutes, I was into the little office area. They went ahead and gave me like a hairnet and booties, and then, yeah, just hairnet and booties. And then they put in numbing drops into my eye. That way I couldn't feel when they cut open the flap. Thank God. god. And then they also dilated my eyes too. And they gave me a Valium, which was probably the best thing they could have done. So I waited for about 30 minutes. They said it takes 20 to 30 minutes to take effect. So I just waited there. I kind of like closed my eyes and just relaxed the whole time that I was waiting. Took deep breaths. Took a few like Instagram pictures. And after 30 minutes, they came in. They asked how I was feeling. I was like, I was feeling pretty good. And so they took me to another room. And it was really cool because it had like really relaxing music. It had a fountain. And it's just like kind of dim. So it kind of just relaxes you further. And that was about 10 minutes because you can hear, because of the next door, people are getting the surgery. So you can like hear the machine working and them talking to them like quietly. And so you just relax. And then by the time I was like walked into the surgery room, I was like feeling my volume. Like I felt really relaxed, very calm. I wasn't nervous. They said they like confirmed my name, showed me the doctor. There was about 2 nurses in there with him. And they had me lay down on a table. They gave me a teddy bear to hold, which at first I was like, why do I have a teddy bear? But it actually like really helped just to like focus my energy on like holding something. So you go ahead and lay down on this big table, and then they say for each eye it's about 10 or less seconds. Once it's done, you'll like instantly see a difference. And I was just like, this is crazy. So anyways, I go ahead and lay down, and then they explain that the machine's gonna come. It's gonna open the flap for me on each eye. So they go ahead and take these like clamps that like open my eye. The other one is covered. So the one, it's like spreads your eye open like crazy. And I remember seeing pictures of my brother's when he got it done, and I was like, oh my god. Like, how could he sit there and let them just like pry open his eye? Like, it's just like huge. And so, but it really didn't bother me at all. And the whole time that they're doing this procedure too, your loved ones can like see them doing it on a screen. They like take video of it. And so I think that's really cool. And they even send you the photos and video like after. So you have it like on the CD. So cool. So my brother's watching while I'm getting it done. My mom didn't come up to the room. She's like, I can't. Like, I can't watch that. So she stayed in the coffee bean downstairs. So anyways, they lay me down. They bring this machine over and you just see something coming towards your eye. And I thought that would be the part I would freak out at, but Valium did its job. And I was like totally chill. I was like, all right, cool, like whatever. So they come down and you really don't feel it. It just comes super close to your eye. You're like, oh, okay. And basically it just really like gently like cuts around your iris and then makes a flap and then to where it can like come up. So they do that on one eye. You don't really feel it. They put in some drops, they cover it, they do the next eye, and they're talking you through the whole process. They're like, okay, we're about to start with the cutting. Okay, you're done, you're good. That was super easy. It took 4 seconds for that. Move it to the other eye. They're like 4 more seconds. Some drops, and then they slide you over to the like the laser part. And so you're laying there, and then they go, and you can like. This is kind of the weird part. You can actually like kind of see them like flap open that like the part that's covering your like iris and your pupil. They flap over that film, and then that's when your vision goes super blurry. You're like, whoa. He's like, don't worry, your vision's gonna be blurry, but I just want you to stare at this red light. So you just stare and like focus on this red light. It's really easy to do. You don't feel like you're gonna be moving. It helps that you're like really relaxed. So you're just like staring at the red light, and then he's like, okay, it's gonna start, and then in like 10, and then he'll count you down. And it's basically just like red like laser beams. Like literally just like zzz, 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 and you hear like those noises. And the one thing is that it does really smell. He was like, that's one thing my brother told me. She's like, beware because it's gonna smell like pretty much like your hair burning. Is that how I would like explain the smell? So it's just doing that. You don't feel anything, but you just smell it. And it's basically just a bunch of red lasers like zapping your eye. And it literally took 10 seconds. They count down, and then they put the flap back down. They put more drops, and then you close your eye, and they cover it, and they move on to the next eye. And it's the same process. So he did that, and then they're like, okay, you're done. And I was like, what? That was really fast. He's like, yeah, we weren't joking when it was like super quick. So you get up, and he said, like outside his window, you can see the Hollywood sign. He was like, hey, do you see the sign out there? And I was like, oh my god, yes I do. Like, that to me was something that I never thought I'd be able to see from that, like without having glasses on or contacts. So that was really cool, and like that quick you can see. I mean, it was kind of blurry, but you can definitely tell like, okay, something worked. So basically he tells you to keep your eyes closed. He gives you protective glasses and then another layer of like sunglasses over it. And so basically you walk back to the doctor's room. They just check a few things, which is kind of like an irritating. Actually, went back to the room and I sat for about 10 minutes, and he's like, I just want you to sit here with your eyes closed, what the nurse said, and then just wait. Don't open your eyes, and that gives it time to kind of just like attach, because your eyes heal like really fast. They're one of the fastest healing organs in your body just because they're constantly surrounded by liquid. And so, so the nurse comes in, tells you to close your eyes. You're sitting there for about 10 to 15 minutes. Just so it can heal, and then the nurse comes in and she just checks a few things, make sure that like everything's like a-okay, things are going the right way, and that you are like starting to like heal in a way, I guess. And so she did that, and that was kind of uncomfortable because your eyes just burn. They just like really burn. They're really watery, and you feel like you can't really open them. She did like dim the lights like a lot, so that kind of helps, but you're just like, ugh, like get out of there, just kind of like uncomfortable. It never really hurt at all. Like I don't think there's any pain. It was just really uncomfortable and burny, kind of like if you had really bad allergies. So she did that, and she was like, okay, you're good to go. And she gave me my the plastic shield, the sunglasses, and then we went ahead and walked downstairs, and my mom was like, oh my god, you're done. And then we went ahead and we were driving home, and I was like, guys, I'm really hungry. So we went and got In-N-Out, and I just remember, even though I had that like sunglass type like a shield over it, the sun would still kind of bother it. So I'd be closing my eyes and I would kind of cover them just because it was like a lot. It was kind of intense. It's LA, so the sun is like bright. So that was a little uncomfortable. We went ahead and got food, which ended up taking forever. And then we went back to my brother's house. I went ahead, they told me to like just go home and you're just gonna take a really long nap. And so that's basically you just like wearing off the Valium and just letting your eyes start to really heal and just relax. So of course I couldn't fall asleep. So we laid down and I'm just having my eyes closed, and I ate with my eyes closed. And then this whole time my eyes are still kind of burning. And we went ahead and watched a documentary. Well, I listened to it. Thankfully I've seen it. It was called Some. It's on Netflix. It's just about wineries and sommeliers. So anyways, they watched that, and I was like sitting there, and I was like, I just want to go home. Like, I just want to sleep in my bed. And so she was like, that's totally fine. Like, let's just drive home tonight, and then we can drive back out tomorrow. She had no problem with it. So that was really nice. So I told my brother, I was like, I'm just going to go home and sleep. I wanted to see Heath, my fiance at the time, and I just wanted to be in my own bed. So we went ahead and drove home. The drive home was fine. I could actually like open my eyes. I had a really bad time being a passenger in a car. So like I was like opening my eyes and seeing, and that was fine. Everything was just kind of blurry, but you can tell it was like on the better side of blurry. He said for a while like the lights at night would still have like that ring around it, and that over the next 24-48 hours you would see it improve drastically. So the next day I woke up and I was like, oh my god, I can see. Like, it was crazy. I've never had that feeling. Like, I've had glasses since I was like 8. So waking up and just being able to see, it was amazing. It reassured me, because I remember I would not have my glasses on and I'd wake up in the middle of the night and if like I heard a noise, and I would like reach for my glasses, they would drop, and I'd be like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do? So having this done like totally changed my life. And I think that sounds crazy to some people, but it's honestly like, it's so relieving when you know like that you can just see when you wake up and you don't have to worry about finding your glasses or stumbling or breaking them. So I went in the next day. He checked my eyesight. It wasn't perfect, but it was near perfect. I think it was like 18 out of 20, and then the other one was like 19.5 out of 20. And so he's like, that's going to improve over time. My next next checkup, I forget how long it was. It was like 6 weeks, I want to say. Or 6 months. I'm not really sure. So anyways, he just checked it. He was like, you're going to be a little blurry at night when you're driving. Just be careful, be cautious, but just keep doing your eye drops and everything's going to like really come around and you're all set to go. So it was really easy and probably the best $3,000 I ever spent in my life. and I definitely recommend it to anyone who wants to do it. If you have bad eyesight to the point where you have anxiety about like waking up and not being able to see like I did, like I totally say like start saving your money and get this done. They even offer like financing options, which if you have to do that, that's totally fine. I was going to do that, but I decided like, no, just pay it because it was like a little extra if you did financing. So yeah, it was a great experience. LASIK was a great place to go to. My follow-up appointments were super easy. And I have 20/20 vision and I can't complain about anything. So yeah, that was my LASIK eye surgery experience. Thank you guys so much for being patient. It is a year and a half later. My eyesight is still 20/20. I haven't had any problems. And yeah, it's pretty good. So thank you guys so much for watching and thank you for being patient again and waiting for this video. I know I had a few people commenting like, when are you gonna post this? I was like, like things just got crazy. So I finally decided to sit down tonight and film this for you guys. I do upload videos every Sunday. Sometimes during the week there's some pop-up videos, so look out for those. Be sure you like this video, comment, start a conversation with me. I love connecting with you guys in the comments. I think it's like so fun. And be sure to subscribe, please. And that's basically it. I'll catch you next week on Sunday for the next video. Until then, have a good day.